Alright, hello and welcome to episode 4 of my playthrough of Factorio. Last episode we left off doing some, simple automation. We finally got some things that we're going to be using relatively frequently being made over here on the side. As well as automating red science packs yet again, just so that we can get some science going. Today, I don't really have much of a plan. I think we're just going to continue with researching. Wow, we actually just finished logistics science packs, which is kind of nice. So I guess what we should do before we really get into the meat and potatoes is we'll continue researching. Actually, yeah, we need to just whatever we can with red. And while we do that, we should look into making some green science packs, hey? So that we are making both red and green, and continue to research. Otherwise, we kind of get to a deadlock. So let's do the same thing we did last time, because for people who are new to this game, learning to use Helmod and things like this is just it's just a ton of weight off your shoulders rather than having to sit there and kind of figure out all of these all these ratios by yourself. You can kind of just sit here and just click things and realize, okay, cool, I need to be able to make this and that and call it a day pretty much. Cool, so we want to make green science packs, right? To make green science packs, we need to give it transport belts and inserters. To make this stuff, it's just iron plate gears, as well as, actually, we don't need to add the crafting recipe for green chips because we have them sitting down here on our bus, which is kind of nice. For us, it just saves us a bunch of time. We also unlocked steel processing. I don't know if we did that at the end of last episode, or if I did it between, but we have steel processing, so we should probably work on making steel as well. Probably sometime soon. It probably would not be a bad time, but like I said, I think we want to work on green science, just so that we don't, come to a halt with researches and stuff. I'm going to make a decision here, I think. Because this is going to be significantly larger, because this is going to keep, right, the one every second, right? Yeah, we're making one logistics science pack every second. We need 12 of these assembling machines, which is quite a bit. It's quite a lot. It's significantly more than our red. So I think I'm going to build it down on the bottom of our little bus for the time being. So I'm looking for this. I'm looking for the pin button. And then that shows us as well, we need 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. What's the word? Assemblers. Which is kind of cool. Cool. Alright, so what's the easiest way to figure this out? Why is that there? Trying to figure out what's going to be a nice way of laying this out, because we need to give... So we're going to need to have a double belt. So let's reverse engineer, right? Let's start with our 12 science buildings, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, cool. Let's say the output's going to be on this side, meaning they're going to have an input on this side. Probably the easiest way to work this out. Cool. Their input only needs to be transport belts and inserters, which means we need to somehow, we can probably do this by going, how can we do this nicely? Probably just having it either side, hey? And saying that we have inserters are being made there, and then these are being made on the other side of this. Which means we're probably going to have to end up moving where this belt goes, but that'll be fine, I think. Let's put you there, right? You want to go there, which means you're going to need gears feeding into you, as well as iron. How do I want to feed this, actually? So this is kind of where Factorio gets fun, is because you have all these belts, right, and you have to send certain things to it. I think this is actually probably going to work better if we do this vertically. I probably want this to be there. And then that's going to be there, which means we can feed iron plates along that line. Yeah. And then since that's all that this needs. We can probably just do a half belt of like we did over here, of iron plates and green chips. Does that sound like a good time? I think that sounds like a good time. I think we'll just do copy that. Except on this side is we're going to want a belt like this, because we're going to want the inserters over here, so that when they insert, they're going onto different sides of the belt. And these probably want to be fast inserters, since we have a ton of these. Yeah, and we just bring down circuits and iron plates onto this thing. Yeah, that'll work. I think that works beautifully. Whoops, you're first in the wrong way. I'm just going through placing everything as ghosts now, just because it makes it easier for me to visualize what we're doing. And that's going to go there, and then you're going to go there. Same with these two. And what we can do here, actually, because it doesn't need to be anything fancy, is we can just have a belt going that way, and then a belt going up. Right, so everything's going to be output onto this, and then it's just going to get split going north and south. We need more belts. And they had been crafting over there in the background between episodes, which is nice. So we got a bunch of belts waiting for us. I think this works beautifully, actually, just quietly. So let's set this up the same way we did this. We can actually do it by, if I go copy, I can just copy this setup. Right. Oh, do we have the space for it? Probably not, hey. Okay, we're kind of messed up here because of that, Actually, no, this'll work fine. Okay, we're gonna do it differently, but similarly, if that makes sense. You're gonna go there to there. We're gonna have a splitter going into that, feeding iron. So iron plates are going to be on the right side of the belt. I need more splitters. I really should set up a point for us to have all the splitters and undergrounds and stuff, because you do end up using a lot of them. And then on this one is I can go there, underground. Oh, it's not going to work. Ah, it will work. Yeah, it will work. We're just going to have to move that building. Bang. And then you can bend that way. Nice. So that's our feed. We just need to replace this thing, which we can actually just shift over one because it doesn't really matter. And then instead of a fast inserter there, we can just use two long hands. It doesn't really matter how we do that. Sweet. I think all of these then can be regular slow inserters. There. Same thing on this side. And so long as I didn't miss anything, I think that's all we need to do. So what we're going to do here is, since we have all the ghosts and stuff set up, we can just literally hit Q on each building. And then once we have this actually selected, all the recipes are going to be set. Whoops. And of course I immediately mess it up. Can I copy a ghost? No, I can't. But what I can do is I can place that, copy, and then paste it. That's kind of annoying, but either way. We can place all of these down, all the recipes are set. Now it's just a matter of placing all our belts. And then powering it, I think, and then that's green science automated quite nicely. Oh, actually, that's not going to work. Because these are also going to output onto the left side of the belt. I want it to share the same belt as the red science pack, so what I'm going to do is it's just going to underground its way over. I'm going to put a belt going this way so that I can turn that. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I want a belt going there. just so that we're feeding half, like the science packs that are going to go onto this belt are going to go into the other half of this one that's running up towards the science labs. And that way we have both science packs on the belt, and we don't have to worry about it too much. Now it's just a matter of powering everything. Now, by no means do I suggest that this is like a perfect layout or the neatest or the sexiest looking or the most efficient with using half belts for all this stuff. Realistically, if we look at Helmod, it tells us it's like, hey, we need an input of 4.5. Actually, I think we're fine, realistically. I mean, one of those every so often. We should be working beautifully fine here with all this stuff. But hey, like I said, it's not perfect. If you can think of a better way of doing it, by all means do it. Having to use a splitter here probably isn't the nicest thing in the world, but we do what must be done. And I forgot to put an inserter there. I wonder if it would be faster. Because these are only... I mean, it's sufficient. But instead of having two longhand, we can do... Does that work? So long as you're not picking up... But it's picking up that stuff. Otherwise it would work, I think. Damn it. Because it's like the inserters aren't directly inserting into the machine, it doesn't actually like filter it like it normally would. What I was hoping I could do there is just have two fast inserters so that I didn't have to have two long hands, but at the same time we're using the same amount of inserters, so it really doesn't affect it too much. Cool. Now we can start doing some extra cool research. I think what I want to do now, we have a few different paths we can go down. We can go into automation 2 and make all this setup extremely, make it slightly faster by upgrading everything to assembly machine 2s. The second tier. We can make our material processing faster with steel furnaces, but that's going to do more pollution, as is this. We can get piercing rounds and maggot and grenades, which probably isn't a bad idea either, because biters are going to quickly become an issue here. Red belts is also another thing, because we can then upgrade and make everything run faster and carry more stuff. We can do electronic... doing this, we can tidy up a lot of our stuff with electricity. We have a lot of different paths. Landfill is probably not a bad one either. Tell you what, since we're making so much, let's do landfill real quick, because I want to fill in this area. And so that I can move this production here further back, because it's annoying me that it's sitting on my iron patch. No, that's a bad idea. Really, no, that's horrible. Let's do engine. Let's work our way into getting trains in a car, I think, is probably where we want to go. That sounds like more solid reasoning here, instead of just, I want to fill. Let's replace all of these with fast inserters. They don't need to be. But that's fine. And then what I can do here as well, doing the same copy and paste thing, is I can copy this whole setup and paste it there and there. And then we have labs here. I must have handcrafted some bunch before. And now just triple how fast we're researching things. Also, I'm able to squeeze between these. Normally you wouldn't, to squeeze between these, buildings. But since I have a mod called Squeakthrough on, it lets me do that. It's a quality of life mod. I don't know if it's game breaking or not. It's just like, it stops me having to like run around and finagle myself. Instead of having to run out and then run in between here to put stuff down each time, it just saves me a little bit of extra time, especially when recording. Because I'm doing all of this live, it just like makes my life a bit easier. And then all that I'm missing is power there. Now, I don't know if 60 signs per minute is enough. But if we look at our research thing here, it tells us it takes 15 seconds, right, to deal with one of these. And it takes 100 each of the science packs, right? But as we go further on, if we look at the last red and green one, which would be mining productivity, it takes an extra 60 seconds. So right now we might not be utilizing all of these science labs, but eventually we will. Cool. This all looks like a good time. I got that done faster than I thought I would. Let's go to the mall. No. Let's do some iron production as well, because we're going to rapidly need that as well. I think. So I might just even tack it on over here on the other side of this. How's our iron production going? Are we using too much iron yet? No, we're looking fine. We're not even like utilizing the entire array yet. Oh, here's the danger. Actually, we'll explain this as well. Doing what I did here, with where I'm side loading directly onto an underground belt, isn't necessarily a good thing to do, because I think it actually ends up using, like, it steals more from one lane than the other than it actually does splitting it properly. But I think it's working. Oh, wow, actually our iron is kind of struggling purely because everything is pulling. We're pulling a lot of iron on this side. No, it shouldn't be. We should probably have a second lane of iron, is what's happening here. Ooh. And our stuff's getting attacked. Remember how I said biters were going to become an issue? Now they're an issue. They're attacking our power production. Oh, not our production, our power lines. How is our power looking? Kind of average. We should probably upgrade that while we're here. And then it's just like a ratio of 1 to 2. I think we spoke about that earlier in the series. Boilers to steam engines. Now my question is, why did they just avoid this, where it's like making a ton of pollution, and they went for my belts and stuff instead? That's super weird. We finished that. Let's research. What do I need to research the car? I need faster transport. Let's work on that then. The reason I want the car is, well, wow, our pollution is going massive. We need to fix this really quickly. Is so that I can travel around and see where all these biter bases are and start setting up some defenses. What I'm probably going to do, for the time being, is craft up more of these bad boys. What am I missing? Iron plates. And start creating some ammo and stuff. But we need steel. I think we need to do steel first, and then our work next episode, I think, we'll be working on setting up defenses for our setup so far. I think that sounds like a good time. The other thing I probably want to do is start mining some stone so we can start making some walls. And actually making up another array. I might chuck the other, like the stone array down here. Next to the copper, because we need to be able to make walls, which are going to become important as well, since we are playing with expansion on. I think that's probably not a horrible idea. Oh no, see, I was wrong. We are utilizing all of our science packs. I can probably put some more. Do I have more? I do. Let's put some more labs up here since we have them. 1, 2, 3. See, this is what Factorio is. This is why I like this game so much. It's like constantly, like, you have... This is super loud to be here. Different problems and stuff that you have to solve, which is why I added the to-do list. Which we probably should start utilizing a bit more. It's probably not a horrible idea. So let's start writing this out, hey? New thing. Just so that I can remember as well, because I do take breaks between playing this. It's not all recorded all at once. I do it like nearly daily. But regardless, here. We need to do a steel array. Save. We need to build car. We need to kill biters. And then what the other thing we was going to do, we're going to go here and go secure borders so that we're not getting attacked. Is there anything else we need to do? Oh yeah, we need stone array for walls. And having like a to-do list like this is like the handiest thing in the world. If you are like me and you get distracted quite easily when it comes to stuff like this, it is invaluable. Alright, how many furnaces do I have? 28. That's probably not enough. I don't have anything crafting furnaces, do I? Let's grab some stone out. And we can make some more furnaces, and we'll probably... What time is it? Yeah, 20 minutes into the episode. We can make a steel furnace. That'll be fine. Okay. So we're pretty much going to follow the same basic setup as this. We're not going to go as large to start with. Purely because we just don't need that much steel right now. We're going to go probably 12 deep. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12. Steel's got a bit of an interesting... whoops, I totally misaligned that though, hey? We need a space there for inserters. Oh. I'm just bad at building. Bang, that'll fit our inserters. Steel is pretty much just taking iron plates and cooking them a second time. So what we're going to do is we have to have 2 lines of furnaces here. There's going to be inserters here. And because we do a half belt of iron and coal on the outside, there's no way to get coal to this one. So on the inside, we need 2 belts. Now for this build to actually be possible, we need to work on electric energy distribution. Otherwise, it's not going to be possible to power this stuff because we need the medium power poles. So let's do that. I think we need steel to make a car, don't we? Yeah, we need steel to make a car anyway. So this is probably how we want to do this. We're going to go into this and then make the car. And I think that's how we're going to go for our, what's the word? Technologies? Research, that's the word, research. Right now, I'm just going to build around the fact that we have this coal here. Because I don't want to break the line just yet, because otherwise running it's going to be a bit interesting. Bang, that can go down. Oh. Bang. Did I leave myself enough space here? Probably not. I want to probably make this run up a few more tiles. I was just about to say blocks. Can you tell I've been playing a lot of Minecraft? Let's do that. And then unfortunately you have to get rid of this stuff. Do I? Probably don't actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go there. We'll chuck a splitter there. We can belt directly from this splitter into there. That'll work. Let's make some more splitters in hand. Do I want to split this off again? Probably do. Because I need to get this to the other side. How do I normally do this? I know I'm kind of building this strangely. Actually, this isn't going to even work because that's not where the coal is going to be coming in. Let's run coal along the outside. Let's fix that real quick. And having this coal in my inventory isn't going to be a bad thing, because at least to get this thing started, without the steel to make the new power poles, I can get these furnaces started and making steel. Alright, so we want 2 lines running down the middle. Obviously one of them is going to be full of coal, the other one's going to be our output. Nice, nice. This is our coal running up, so let's run you up high first, and then bring you in. And then I can split her off as much as I need to, right? Let's do this a different way. Let's go... Say I want to fill you there like that, and there like that. This is going to be for our outside line. There. So let's say we want coal going on the bottom, which is probably what we want anyway. Yeah, we want coal on the bottom, which will just mean we need to run a splitter off of this. Probably getting ourselves too much space here. It doesn't matter. I was going to fix it, but I like realistically, it's not that much of an issue. I need more undergrounds. We'll run you up and across. Coal is going to be fed directly into that. I'm going to run a splitter off of... Am I going to run a splitter off of that? Yeah, because we're not using as much iron at a time, are we? Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to run a splitter off of there. Bring that up. This is a, like, total belt spaghetti, but you know what? If it gets the job done, I don't really care. Alright, this is going to be our iron and coal feed. Yeah, this really isn't good. We're, like, not even saturating this belt properly. Okay, we can fix this, though. Oh, and our stuff's being destroyed again. Let's run down and fix that. Why are they attacking my power poles, man? Why that out of everything? And my belts. Well, we know where they're attacking from, so we can kind of solve this issue. Let's go 1, 2, 3. We need to break that. I don't have much ammo, but let's place my ammo into those. Yeah, we really need to work on defenses soon. Let's start researching our car. I missed a pole apparently. There we go. Let's fix this up, hey? First of all, we need a splitter off here because we need coal running down the inside. And then over here. Oh. Alright, so for right now, I'm not going to fix it. But to the point where these furnaces are not enough, or rather are too much for this iron outpost, we're going to need to fix this. Normally what I would do, since we have like it's 4 belts going into 1 and then being split off again, I would just balance it as 4 belts going to 2 belts, which is a bit easier of a setup because it's literally just 2 splitters going into that, and then that's like evenly split between all of them. And I can feed half of it to the steel and half of it to the iron, but I don't think we need it just yet. Cool. Now, I certainly do not have enough iron full stop here, so let's run along here and just collect up a bunch of it, because I need to make a ton of these longhand inserters. I'm probably going to need to pick up more of these fast inserters anyway. Do I want fast inserters in here? Probably not. It's less economical to use that. Let's use regular inserters. Bang, bang. To start off with, it is a very similar setup to every other furnace array. Until we get to the middle, and then that's when it gets different. But even then, it's... If you're thinking ahead, it's pretty obvious to, like, understand what I'm doing. But I'll explain it once I get to it. Bang, bang. Cool. Let's run our belts down. Cool. So, on this left side, we can easily access our outputs, right? Let's do all of our outputs. Bang and bang. We can very easily access all of our outputs, right? Because this belt is super easy for us to get to. But pulling things in for a coal is kind of hard, so that's why we have longhand inserters. Bang. Each furnace is going to have a longhand inserter pulling coal in, and then it's going to be outputting under the belt. The reason why we needed the different power poles is because that's the long inserter powering. So let's say we did power there and power there. This power pole doesn't reach this side, and powering these ones is kind of extremely difficult. So it just makes our lives extremely hard to do that. So what we're going to do is instead, I'm just going to hit Shift-C on all of this and just spread out the coal that I had, which should have put coal into these middle ones. And yeah, just to start with, I'm going to do a line of regular power poles on this side. But this is going to change, like, extremely quickly. I'm going to break all of these relatively soon. At least, all the ones on the outside, I think, can still have small power poles, from what I remember, actually. Let's run and do that. Alright, and then once we start producing steel, I'm going to do the inserters on this side, which is just the opposite, right? So we can't actually output onto this belt because there's coal, so the inserters are just going to be flipped. The small inserters are going to be pulling coal in, and then the longhand inserters are going to be outputting to the other belt. But I need to grab more inserters. We'll come back in a second, once I've done this. Alright, cool. We've put all of our inserters in, and these have started creating steel. I'm just going to shift and, not shift, hold control and drag over all of it. We've got steel in inventory, and we're going to craft a bunch of these medium power poles. Medium electric poles, they call it, actually. While that's happening, I'm going to get rid of all of these power poles here that are sitting in the middle. And I'm going to hotbar these. I'm going to craft as many as I can. And here you can see like the range for these. Oh, it even says in the far right, that the supply area is 7x7 just over here. Which is significantly larger than our other power poles, which are a 5x5. But the nice thing about these is that I can literally just put one here in the middle and it powers all of my inserters. Which means I can get rid of these power poles as well. And I think they also have like a longer reach. Yeah, wire reach of 9 versus a wire reach of 7.5. As you can see, like they reach all the way over here to these poles as well. Bang, 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 and there. And now all of this is powered beautifully. And we should see an output of steel. Oh, and I just picked up a bunch of coal as well. But our car research is done now, so we kind of have free choice. Let's go with... How's a map look? We don't really have a lot of resources immediately available to us, do we? So, trains is probably what we want to do, because otherwise we're not going to be able to bring resources here. So let's go focus on railway. I think that's a lot of progress for one day. I think that's pretty nice. We got our steel set up, we got logistics power packs set up, we got both of our science packs set up. It's kind of nice. I think next is going to be military power once we get to it, or military science. And then eventually blue science will be probably in the next couple episodes. But up until then, I think the next episode we're just going to have things researching in the background. And we are going to kind of solidify our borders. So like anytime I see like a choke point like this that leads up to other stuff, I'm just going to wall it off, put some turrets there. Just the usual. I'm probably also going to, at the start of next episode, set up some auto crafting of magazines. So what I'm going to do is, since we're going to research this next episode, or at least have this, I'm actually going to cancel it for the time being. The good thing about that is it also saves its progress on how much is being saved. But I'm going to switch over to military 2 so we can get piercing rounds. Now that we have steel available to us, we can actually make just a ton of piercing rounds. It's just going to be better for us in the long run using that instead of the regular ammo. And we'll set up auto crafting for that. And this is researching super quick, which is nice. But anyways, anyone who's still watching, thank you for watching. And we'll see you all on the next one. Peace.